Hi, it's Stacy with As the Tea Brews. Today I wanted to share my thoughts on the Raspberry Matcha from David's Tea. I ordered just 2 ounces of this one. The colors on these bags now make it really hard to see on camera, but this is the Raspberry Matcha, and they've had this one for a little bit. I mean, at least a few months, I can't remember, but I wasn't really ordering. I've been tempted to order it, but if you saw my last video, which was a small haul, I had really just ordered to get a tumbler for my husband, and I had to get a couple things to bump it up for free shipping, and so I went ahead and ordered one of these to try. Now, I've had this one iced with vanilla, soy milk, and water, and I really enjoyed it. So today I wanted to share with you how I make my hot matchas and give you my thoughts on it hot. Now, a disclaimer, I typically, with the David's Tea flavored matchas, they have a lot of sugar in them and you have to use a lot of it to get the matcha and the flavor. I tend to only use about half of what they recommend, and then I usually use a scoop of matcha, an unsweetened matcha. So I do have Adagio's Raspberry Matcha. It's not a strong raspberry flavor, but see, I don't know. The flavored teas from David's Tea tend to be too sweet for me, and so I can't really give you an opinion on how it is just with this, because I'm just going to fix it how I usually fix it, and then I'll give you my opinion on that. And so typically I use soy milk or oat milk, some kind of milk like that, and then I do use about half water, half of the alternative milk, and then I typically also add the unsweetened matcha. So anyway, all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make it, and then I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so I know that a lot of you would like to know how the matcha tastes plain, but honestly that's not really how I drink the matchas. I don't just make it with water. I just don't like it that way, and this is how I prefer it. And so to get my opinion compared to all the other matchas I've had, this is how I feel like I will show you. I'm going to go ahead and start my milk. I just have half a cup of the vanilla soy milk in my frother, and this will froth it in about a minute and a half. And this was one from Starbucks, and I don't think that they actually make this one anymore, but I had gotten it right when it went on clearance, and so I got a really good deal on it. Obviously, you guys see, we have an espresso machine with a milk frother, and that does a pretty good job, but this little gadget honestly makes such good froth. It's amazing, especially with this vanilla soy milk. So what I do when that is frothing, I will add my matcha to a mug, and I always like to use clear mugs because then you can see the pretty matcha color. Okay, so these say 5 to 6 matcha spoons on them, and to me that's not only a good amount of sugar. I mean, my soy milk already has some sugar in it, so it's not like I'm against sugar. I just don't want it overly sweet because I don't like overly sweet things. But I usually do about 2 of the flavors, the flavored matcha, and then 1 of a non-sweetened flavored or plain matcha, or even a little bit less, but I'm just going to go ahead and add that. And I don't add, another reason I don't add as much matcha to my hot matcha as I do my iced is because I use a lot less liquid. So most of my milk is going to end up being foam, which I enjoy drinking also, but I'm just going to go ahead and add some water to this, hot water. I have it at 160 degrees so it doesn't burn the matcha. And then I just have this little frother from IKEA, little handheld frother, and I'm just going to make sure that the matcha gets mixed up in there. And then I will add my soy milk, and only a little bit of that actually ends up getting mixed in with the matcha. And then a lot of it's froth, you guys will see in just a sec. Okay, so that's probably good. I love the foam that this matcha, or that this frother creates. Okay, so if you notice on my mug, that's actually mostly still water down there, and I like it to have a little bit of the milk in it, so sometimes I'll just kind of put my whisk in there and let some of that foam start to dissolve. And this part is some of my favorite part of the drink where the matcha gets mixed in with the foam, and it's just sweet from the vanilla soy milk and delicious. So I'm gonna try this right now. Okay, that was mostly foam, so I will be back in a minute and give you my opinion. Okay, so I'm sipping on my matcha, and to me this is the perfect ratio of sweet and not sweet. It's just a kind of a hint of sweetness from the vanilla soy milk and the 2 scoops of the raspberry matcha in here. But there's also that like kind of nice, slightly bitter green matcha flavor from the Adagio Raspberry Matcha. And I like that balance. I don't like it overly sweet. I am really enjoying this flavor. I think that this flavor was good, very good iced, and it's very good hot as well. Now, if you're someone who likes it really sweet, you're gonna wanna just use a few spoonfuls of the raspberry flavored matcha from David's Tea and not use a plain flavored or unsweetened matcha. But if you like the matcha how I do, then I think that this was a really good ratio. I almost feel like I probably could have gotten away with 3 matcha scoops of the raspberry in here, but it's good this way also. And it actually might have had too much matcha if I did it that way, like I said, because I don't end up doing a lot of liquid in here. It ends up being half foam. And so if you have, I find hot, if I have too much matcha to the ratio of liquid, then it just has a weird mouth feel. But this one turned out really good. And I think that when I do reorder, if this one's still available, I will probably get a couple bags of this as well as the blueberry. We really like both of them. Ellie actually made herself, she saw what I was doing and she made herself a blueberry iced matcha. And I think we only have enough for, I think there's only 2 scoops left of the blueberry matcha. There's not very much there. So we need to start drinking our other stuff so that I can actually put in a real order. Somebody had asked if I could compare it to the raspberry matcha from another company. And I don't remember what company they mentioned, but I've actually never tried any other raspberry matchas other than the Adagio one. And the Adagio one I have mixed with the raspberry cream pie from David's Tea, which is a rooibos? I think it's a rooibos tea. I'd have to double check, but I brew that really strong, and then I turn that into a latte along with a scoop of the Adagio Raspberry Matcha. The Raspberry Matcha from Adagio has very little raspberry flavor to me. It's just a hint. And so I like mixing it with other things, since I do like the unsweetened matchas mixed with the sweeter matchas. But I do like that one, but this one is an excellent mix with it, and you get more of the raspberry flavor this way, and I'd say that this is very good, and I enjoy it a lot. I'm sorry I can't speak to any of the other raspberry matchas. If you have a favorite raspberry matcha, you'll have to let me know in the comments below, because I think raspberry is a flavor that I quite enjoy, and I like it a lot better than, I've tried their strawberry matcha, the David's Tea strawberry, and I did not like that one. To me, that one tasted too much like the, is it the Nestle Quick or the, one of the powdered strawberry milk flavors? It reminded me of that, and I don't like that very much. So I did not like that one, but I really like this one. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the raspberry matcha from David's Tea, and you'll have to let me know if you like it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.